This is RSN, Rangers Sports Network, presented by Progressive. It is baseball time in Texas.
Swings and misses. Deep out to right. Strike three call. A three-run rocket. No doubt about it. Biggest series of the year for the Texas Rangers. It starts tonight. Rangers baseball presented by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. The Rangers sitting atop the division currently and welcoming in the Seattle Mariners. What about those division standings? There they are. Again, 500 record, 51 and 51, but it's good enough right now to be the top dog. But they're being chased by a Seattle Mariners team with designs of something a little bigger than just a division title this year. So this is a huge series starting tonight. Welcome in, everybody. Great to have you along with us tonight. I'm Dave Raymond with Mike Bassick, and there's something about it. It's Friday night. We got our City Connects going. The Seattle Mariners are in town. It's division baseball, second half of the season. This is it, right? This is what we want.
Two teams fighting for a title. Plenty of time left, but a big series when you only have two left. Head-to-head so far, it's been good for the Rangers. They had the sweep here in Texas. They're up 4-2 in the win column. Both teams have struggled to score runs in this series. Rangers offense have done much better in this series when it comes to average and the on-base plus slugging, and the relief ERA has been great for the Rangers. Hopefully all those things work out again in this series.
Okay, well, there have been some changes on the Mariners side. They fired their hitting coach yesterday. The Rangers have been better offensively, but as you said, not a lot of offense in this series this year. It's going to come to those guys on the hill. So let's take a look. Who's going to be the king of the hill in this series?
I like it. The king of the hill series probables tonight is going to be Miller versus Gore. But, man, this sets up as a good series on the mound. You have Wu versus Evaldi tomorrow on Fox. And then back on our network, it's Gilbert versus DeGrom on Sunday. And then a Monday day game, Kirby versus Rocker. Tonight, Gore versus Miller. We look at the stats. The last three starts versus Texas, Bryce Miller has a 2.4 ERA and a 28% K rate. He's come back from injury and has pitched well this year. And then you look at April 8th, Mackenzie Gore here at home. 5 innings pitched, no runs and 9 strikeouts. Let's just mark that down. I'll take that, and we'll move on to the bullpen with a shutout going.
I'm with you in that regard. You hope the Rangers offense shows up tonight. One guy who has carried the load lately, he has been red hot, and Jock Peterson hopes to keep it going. He's in the spotlight next.
Now it's going down, and I'm never gonna stop. This is our time.
I like to say my.
It's a Frostbank Friday here in Texas. The Seattle Mariners roll into town for the first of 4 against their divisional opponent, the Texas Rangers. These teams just a half a game apart in the divisional standings. As we bring you down to field level here in Texas, I'm Laura Stickles. When it comes to starting a series off against a division rival, you want to have the right guy leading off. And right now, the Rangers have that person in Jock Peterson. Rangers hitting coach Justin Veely says right now, Jock isn't just changing the energy in a dugout, he's changing it in the entire stadium. And his last start on Monday is a perfect example of that. He hit his 5th leadoff home run of the season. But guys, it's not just Jock's first at-bats that have been impressive. He's been good throughout his entire performances. I mean, take a look here at our Ford leaderboard. Jock has some of the best numbers in the American League as compared to other leadoff hitters. And Justin Bealey said this is the version of Jock that he remembers from his time in San Francisco. Right now for him it's just see ball, hit ball, and that has put him in a very good spot. Now Jock will tell you he likes hitting anywhere in the lineup, but Skip really believes that he feels especially dangerous leading off, and that makes a lot of sense because when you start a game by doing something special like that, it's hard not to carry that confidence with you the rest of the night.
Well, he'll be leading off for the Rangers, but on the mound leading off are Ben Abbott, and associate starting pitcher is Mackenzie Gore. He's 6-8 on the year with a 4.8 ERA, 21 starts so far this year, 122 Ks. The arsenal is going to be the fastball, the curve, 8th highest in Major League Baseball in the uses rate, then the change slider and cutter. Who's he facing, Dave?
He's facing the dadgum Seattle Mariners. Big divisional game tonight. How about the Clay Cooley starting lineup for the Mariners at 51 and 52, a half game back right now in the division. Randy Arozarena up top in left field. Then it's Julio Rodriguez in center and Canzone in right. Raleigh, Naylor, Young in the middle of the lineup. Mitch Garver DHs, Weston Wilson at third, Colt Emerson the shortstop will bat ninth. And so here is Randy Arozarena, their leadoff man, 281 hitter, 11 homers and 45 RBIs.
Did you say they have a Colton Weston at the bottom of their lineup?
Colt Emerson and a Weston Wilson.
Okay.
There's a swing and a miss and a good fastball to get us going here tonight. 97 miles per hour from Mackenzie Gore. Arozarena, one of a number of right-handed hitters in the lineup today for the Mariners, but they don't overload it that way, and they have had some troubles with left-handed pitching this year, and so the Rangers hoping maybe that Gore can take advantage of that. He falls behind 2-0. A big start for Mackenzie Gore, coming off a bumpy run in Atlanta his last time out, and he runs that inside. 3-1.
Well, his last 5 starts, he's only had 1 walk in all of those starts. So he's limited that.
Interesting time to bring that up. The 3-1 pitch popped up.
I was trying to get it in a hurry with 3 balls.
And Jake Berger makes the catch, a routine play in foul ground. And I bet he'll smile about it here in a moment. That was, well, for a moment there, a heart stopper. 1 away.
Had a little bit of carry at the end for Jake Berger. We look at the Rangers defense tonight. It's Langford, Carter, and Nemo in the outfield. Left to right on the infield is Durant, Lopez, Cauley, and Berger, and Diaz doing the catching.
Look, I think your play there a moment ago might have been kind of a clutch move.
Get it in there, like, hey man, it's like 5 in a row with 1 walk.
Right, you give it that reverse juju and you get the pop up. Well played. That time off really treated you well. Here's Rodriguez, 258 hitter with 15 home runs, 43 RBIs, and he fouls that back, 1-1. So they do go with a couple of right-handed hitters up at the top of the lineup. Now the Mariners offensively, it has been a struggle. Wait, I think you know in recent years anyway, when you're playing the Mariners, that you're going to see good pitching. They have done that well year in, year out now for a while. Gore just off the inside there. 2-1. Dan Wilson, their manager, has been happy with the way they have thrown the ball. I think mystified with how they have hit or maybe not hit the ball. The 2-1 fouled away, and that evens the count. And we mentioned earlier, the Mariners, they fired their assistant hitting coach Bobby Magallanes yesterday, and they brought in their minor league hitting coordinator Ed Pepparella to help them out because of those numbers. I mean, 28th in baseball with a little better than 4 runs per game, lowest batting average, second lowest on base. I mean, it's been a struggle. 2-2. And Gore is outside with that one.
Well, I'll tell you that Gore only had 4 starts the previous 5 that he walked 1 guy or less.
3-2 pitch, and that is lifted out into short left field. Everybody running to the spot, but that one is just out of reach.
Almost.
Again, Mike, very timely commentary.
Just out of the reach of Duran. We haven't seen anybody try to leap over that yet and have the net as their.
Right, use it as a hammock, right? 3-2, and it's fouled away. Well, dangerous hitter, we all know that about Rodriguez, even though it hasn't been a huge year for him. Average at 258. He is historically a slow starter, but he's also historically a handful in the second half. The payoff, and he bounces that weakly back toward the mound. Gore down for it, throws the first in time, and they get Rodriguez 2 away. Boy, McKenzie just really athletic out of the mound. I know we always make the joke about pitchers and the level of athleticism that they bring, but he is a very natural athlete.
Yeah, he gets off the mound here, doesn't catch it like, you know, in a great spot, but he stays low when he throws. And then Berger stayed ready to catch a throw in case it was bad. And it wasn't a perfect throw.
Dominic Canzone, and he takes a strike right at the top of the strike zone. A left-handed batter. He's in right field today. Had a huge month of June. July? Well, it's been a little harder for him. He pops this left side foul and out of play. 0-2 on Canzone. He does have 15 home runs. Well, we know with the Rangers this year, one of the big stories has been getting through the first inning. The 0-2 and a swing and a miss. Canzone strikes out, and Mackenzie Gore with a 1-2-3 first. Very nicely done on his side. The other story for the Rangers is, can they score first? That's a big key. Well, when we come back, Jock Peterson leads it off. Wyatt Langford right after him, and then Ezekiel Duran due up, bottom of the first.
Store and on Dix.com today.
Rangers baseball on RSN is presented by Progressive Insurance. A grand slam for your budget. Visit progressive.com. By Frost Bank, exactly what you unexpected. And by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, the official casino and resort of the Texas Rangers. All right, well, looking forward to this one tonight, this series in general, and now the Rangers bottom of the first inning as we welcome you back. Mackenzie Gore was outstanding. Now the Rangers Clay Cooley lineup. Jock Peterson DHing at the top spot. Langford and Ezekiel Duran right after him. It'll be Nemo, Carter, Berger in the middle. Lopez at short. Diaz catches. Cam Colley at second base will bat ninth.
Bryce Miller on the mound for the Mariners. So far in his 11 starts this year, he has a 2.27 ERA, 71 Ks, 201 batting average against his arsenal. His split finger has been outstanding this year with a 141 batting average against.
Well, the right-hander is ready to go. Jock Peterson waits patiently, and the first pitch on the way. That is down low, ball one. And Jock needing that one more hit to get to that even 1,000 career hits. And now Miller will change out the baseballs.
Mark Fidrich there didn't like the ball was a ball. Needed a strike ball.
Oh, well, yeah. Doesn't work. 1-0, and that's a pop-up back behind the plate and well out of play. 1-1. So Bryce Miller, one of 4 really good starters that the Rangers will see in this series. A swing and a miss, 1-2 the count. There's one thing about Seattle, they can They can run some starting pitching past you. Here's his 1-2. And that's low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now, in the interview before the ball game on Rangers game day, you might have heard Eric Nadel talking with Skip Schumacher about how this team does not walk a lot of guys and they don't give up a lot of home runs. That's a pretty lethal combination. Here's Miller. Apparently just missed that inside corner. Wow, that was a close pitch right there.
Maybe early in the game, Cal Raleigh didn't feel it was easy enough to challenge.
How about those numbers right there for these Seattle starters? Rangers know that they're dealing with a good group. Peterson goes after the full count pitch, pops it up into left center field, and the catch made by Rodriguez. 1 away.
You see 2 of the outfielders for the Mariners there. It's Arozarena and Rodriguez, then Canzone in right field. In the infield, left to right, is Wilson, Emerson, Young, and Naylor. And Cal Raleigh doing the catching.
So 1 away. Here's Wyatt Langford. Rangers have 4 left-handed hitters in the lineup today against Miller. The rest are right-handed hitters like Langford. 282 hitter this year with 11 homers. And he takes low, ball 1. One thing you say all the time about this Rangers team this year is, boy, wouldn't it be fun to have Langford and Seager together and healthy at the same time. 1-0. Little chopper foul off of Langford's foot. 1-1. Unfortunately, that just has not been in the cards. The Rangers have played, I believe it's 26 games with both of them healthy. And right now, Seager trying to work his way back from this back ailment that continues to dog him. He was out working earlier today, though. Every day that he gets a little work in is encouraging. It's another step closer to getting him back. Today played 3 simulated innings, if you will. And you will. The 1-1. There's a swing, and that one's hit well. Deep out to left field. It is gone! A first-inning bomb from Wyatt Langford. And the Rangers jump out tonight. It's 1-0 in the first.
Wyatt Langford healthy, carrying the Texas Rangers. After a foul ball off the foot, he takes his time and gets a split finger belt high. I'll tell you what, from his reaction, he was pretty sure he got it.
Now a ball fouled back this direction by Duran. Yeah, I think he got so much barrel with that thing. He had to know. And that said, it did not get out.
No, that's why I was like
by 30 feet or something.
Out by, I guess, a good 8 to 10 feet. But that's not easy to, I don't know, maybe it is easy. They're major leaguers to judge. Yeah, I got it. It's gone by a good 8 feet.
Another fairway found. How about that, though? 3 homers now, the last 5 games. He continues. I mean, you can keep stretching that number out. There's a hard ground ball to second. And Young takes care of Duran. 1 away. Over the 2 away.
Yeah, just drops the bat for Travis Jankowski at first base coach's box.
There's that great number right there, right? 39 and 12 when scoring first. A tremendous sign. As now Nimmo steps in.
Well, and going to this series where we opened it up, it's 3 runs to 2.5 in this series so far through 6 games.
Yeah, I mean, these teams do not score very much against one another. Now, most of those games were earlier this year when the Rangers weren't hitting either. And that's been a different story lately. That's the one thing that has changed since these two teams last met. Low, 1-1. The Mariners weren't hitting earlier in the year. Neither were the Rangers. Both teams were pitching pretty well. The Rangers, though, they've started to hit. Skip Schumacher's club in July, relative to other American League teams, they might be hitting the best. That one is lined out to right. One hopper off the fence, and Nimmo into second base with a double. Rangers out slugging here with the first inning tonight.
Well, good job here. Another split finger, and this one is staying up so far in this game. He threw a nice one to Jock Peterson early in the game, first batter. But the last two to Langford and now Nimmo have stayed up in the zone and very hittable.
So now Evan Carter. Miller checks second. Deals low. Ball 1. Well, this is a matchup that the Rangers kind of like tonight. Evan 2 for 3 against Miller, and those two both home runs. And he watches low. It's 2-0. You'd understand if Miller might be just a little careful with Evan Carter. Couldn't get him to offer anything low. The 2-0 pitch, and that's low. Whoa, and they say on the check swing he did go, so Carter goes around, strike 1.
See the replay here, and yeah, I think he went
pretty close. Yep.
Yeah, I'd say he went. Evan disagreed.
2-1, and there's a ground ball right side. Naylor over to grab it, gives it to Miller in time, and Carter is the final out of the inning. But the Rangers get the scoring started tonight. They love to do that. And this guy, Wyatt Langford, continuing to swing the hot bat. A solo home run, his 12th of the year. It's 1-0.
Without T-Mobile 5.
Time now for StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. We go back to April 8th. This is Mackenzie Gore's start against Seattle early in the year. 5 innings pitched, no runs. And on those 9 strikeouts, 5 on the curveball, 2 on the four seam, 1 on the slider, and 1 on the cutter. So far, the first strikeout tonight on the slider.
All right, well, he had a 1-2-3 first inning. And now works to Cal Raleigh to open the second. Raleigh has been not only in the heart of the batting order for the Seattle Mariners all year, he has been at the center of their offensive story this year, because his numbers just haven't been anywhere near what they were last year. 1-2 the count.
I know I can get a lot of flack on social media for saying this if it goes wrong. Last year, scared when he would come to the plate. This year, fine. If he's up in a big situation, I want him at the plate. If I make a good pitch, he's an out this year.
Well, to that end, a 163 batting average. That's certainly evidence of what you're saying. 1-2 pitch, and he swings and misses, and it scores second strikeout tonight.
We showed the 9 strikeouts on April 8th. Here's strikeout number 2 on July 21st, 4th, and that is the fastball above the zone, and Cal Raleigh is late and chases.
So with 1 away, it's Josh Naylor, and he will take right at the top of the zone. So Gore doing a pretty good job of getting that pitch in. There's a couple times now that he's managed to get a called strike right on that top rail, as we say. Naylor takes a very close one there.
Very close, and also 98 on that heater.
Yeah.
Feeling good. Might have caught that corner.
Gore kind of cocked his head after that was called a ball. And Diaz returned the look back as if to say, yeah, I'm with you. That might have been worth a look. That miss goes to 2-1 now on Naylor, who just did hold up. 8 homers, 37 RBIs for the Mariners' first baseman, and now he uses his timeout. Well, Rangers using a Langford home run in the first inning had the early lead here tonight. Huge series against the Mariners. Even though there is truly a long way to go this year. That is outside 3-1. You know, last inning you were discussing Gore's walk situation here recently.
Yes.
And I feel like I interrupted you. Oh, doggone.
I couldn't get it off, Dave. There's not enough time. That should be his only walk of the game then. If he keeps it up, he has 5 starts in a row with just 1 walk.
In some ways, I don't feel like that walk should be charged to him anyway. I kind of feel like that's yours.
Because I didn't say it in time.
Yeah. You did such a good job on the first inning.
I know. Off my game a little bit.
So now McKenzie goes back to the rosin bag quickly as Cole Young steps in here. Young, another left-handed hitter. .248 average with 13 home runs, and he hits this one on the ground and through the right side. That's a base hit. Naylor will stop at second. The Mariners have a couple of base runners now in the second inning.
Lefty on lefty, not a bad pitch. You throw a nice strike there, you get a ground ball. If it's hit to one of your fielders, you probably have a double play. Unfortunately, it finds a hole, and the Mariners are threatening here.
Now, you know, do it again, right?
Yes.
See, get another ground ball right here and see if you can double up former Ranger Mitch Garver. Mitch Garver, huge part of that World Series title in 2023. He did some serious work down the stretch and in that postseason as the Rangers DH. Naylor and Young out there. And there's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Garver. One for 7 in his career against Mackenzie Gore. And he'll take a strike called a ball and now a challenge. Okay. Yeah, so it's called a ball. But Elias Diaz says, well, hang on a second. We have this thing. It's called an ABS challenge presented by T-Mobile. And yeah, they will overrule everybody. They're the masters of the universe, and they say it is a strike. So it is.
Well, they have the power.
They do indeed. Great job there by Diaz. That's a great challenge and a great spot for it. The 1-2 and a swing and a miss. Gore picks up his 3rd strikeout.
Well, he's gone above the strike zone 2 times in this inning. He got Raleigh the first time for his strikeout. This time he gets Garver to chase. And that's not easy because you have Garver here. He's a guy who does not swing a ton out of the strike zone.
A very disciplined hitter. Last 3 outs, Gore has recorded all strikeouts. And now it's Weston Wilson. And he will foul that one away. Strike 1. .224 batting average for Wilson this year. 3 home runs. One of those cool shots, evocative of some scenes from The Natural. I love that look. And this one in the dirt.
That's a great job by Diaz to get his glove on it and to keep it close enough, because you only keep one guy in scoring position here. Just a changeup yanked and pulled, and Diaz gets just enough of it with his glove to keep the runners at first and second.
A Naylor, he likes to move. I mean, he has 21 stolen bases. He's usually pretty aggressive out there.
Does not look like he has the body to do that.
I know. He's sneaky that way. 1-1. And that's in the dirt. And a check swing. 2 balls and a strike on Wilson. Wilson, he was acquired by Seattle, or maybe more accurately said, signed by the Mariners to a minor league deal in mid-June. He had been with Baltimore earlier this year. Played 19 games with the Orioles. 2-1. And that is a base hit into right field. It'll be good enough to get Naylor to the plate. Young got a pretty decent start, but they'll stop him at third. So an RBI single by Wilson with 2 outs nonetheless, and he's tied this game at 1.
Well, probably not the best location here. 4-seamer wanting it away. Just doesn't get it down enough. Ball hit 108 off the bat. And just remember, let's see how the inning plays out. But Diaz with that block right now has saved a run.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Now it's a 9th place hitter, Colt Emerson. And he takes just a little bit too tall there. Gore giving that a little extra look. Well, this will make it a 20-pitch inning for McKenzie, and the lefty's pitch just a little bit elevated again, 2-0.
A little bit quick with his body there. An arm couldn't catch up and release that ball out in front.
Only 3-0. Well, the first base runner the Mariners got this inning was via the walk. That was Naylor. 2 singles later, he scored. This is the 4th 3-ball count tonight for McKenzie. And he grooves that one. He grooves it. It's actually a fairly quality strike.
Yeah, good pitch. He lifted his leg a little bit higher there, and his arm was more in sequence with his body to throw a good pitch.
That one is lined over third, but foul. So a full count now.
Here's 2 pitches ago, just a little bit bigger leg lift, gave his arm a chance to catch up. Now with Berger not holding the runner on first, make a quality pitch here. Don't worry about the runner.
There's a 3-2. And that is low, ball 4. Ooh, boy, a 2-out walk now. That loads him up. With the leadoff hitter, Randy Arozarena, coming up.
Very important visit here. You just talked about how many pitches have been thrown, how tough it's been for the Mariners and Rangers to score in this series. Yes, the Rangers are hitting better, but let's look at this as this is a major part of this game right here. Sometimes we think of late in the game when it's close, but if you want the game to be close or have a chance, this is going to be very important when you're making your 25th pitch of an inning.
Yeah, and so many times we see it with McKenzie that it's a big inning. It's an inning usually with a couple of walks. It's an inning that just kind of slowly gets away from him. And so he needs to make sure that is not the case here. 1 run surrendered. Not what he was looking for, but he can still be a good inning if he can get out with the bases loaded here. And he's upstairs to Randy Arozarena.
To your point, it's kind of just like all of a sudden after striking out Raleigh, he's just kind of lost his rhythm in this inning.
There's a strike. 1-1. Young at third, Wilson at second. The young Colt Emerson at first. Nobody holding the runners. The 1-1. There's a swing and a miss, and Arozarena couldn't stop himself there. And that was a bad swing decision.
That was a big break for Mackenzie Gore. Now he needs to take advantage of it because he gets a major chase here. That ball shoulder high. Arozarena will make up his mind before you throw the pitch if he's swinging or not.
1-2. And that's inside.
Good miss. Goes with the breaking ball here. That's a good location. You can throw that pitch again. You know that Arozarena wants to chase, but you got to make it look like a strike most of the way.
2-2. And he fouls that one back. Boy, that's where Arozarena anyway wants to go. He likes that pitch up. Can't lay off it.
He likes it, but I don't mind going up there again if he wants to chase. That's 96, 97 miles an hour. That is tough to barrel up.
Reminds me very much of Arozarena's best friend, Adolis Garcia. That's where a lot of times teams would go to get him to chase. 2-2. And he'll go up after it again. Fouls that one away.
I wonder if Arozarena is shaking his head going, man, I got to lay off that pitch, or man, I can really hit that pitch hard. Because I would say the second one, I don't think you can. It's too high, but I'd like for you to keep swinging at it.
2 balls, 2 strikes, runners everywhere. And there's a bouncer first base. Boy, Berger was way over and in perfect spot to get it. Gore covers nicely, throws the ball into the upper deck, and the inning is over. The Mariners get 1 run out of it. We've played an inning and a half so far tonight in Arlington in a 1-1 game.
It's a Frostbank Friday here at Globe Life Field, and the Rangers are now out one of their best hitters for the 2nd straight game, and it doesn't seem like Josh Young is going to return to the lineup as quickly as they originally thought. Scans did show that he has a slight strain in one of his calves, and Skip Schumacher said he tried to run on the field today but really couldn't get up much past 50% speed. So they're going to have to make a decision. Are they going to put one of their best hitters on the IL, or are they going to try to play with a short bench and hope he recovers more quickly? It's just not a great situation during this really important stretch, though, of divisional games, guys.
No, it did sound like, though, that maybe he could pinch hit tonight, but if he did, they'd immediately have to put in a pinch runner.
Right, and you can envision a spot where it might be pretty useful to have him up there pinch hitting, not worried at all about his ability to run. So late inning, close game, runners on base, and maybe you find the right spot for him, but we'll have to wait and see. It is a little bit of a cause for concern. So we'll find out soon. They'll probably have to make a decision tomorrow or Sunday anyway, one way or the other, as Berger leads it off here in the 2nd. A 1-1 ball game. Miller delivers, and that one just does nibble off the corner. Strike 2 on Berger. Miller, a Texan. He deals outside, 2-2. He is he grew up outside of San Antonio. Went to Texas A&M. Gets the Rangers in his career. Numbers not that great. 2-2. Berger pops it up. Center field. Rodriguez coming in quickly. Almost too far, but he makes the catch. One away. We'll bring up Nicky Lopez. Miller in his career against the Rangers 0-3 with an ERA over 7. Last year, though, in his one appearance against the Rangers, pretty good back in early April. First pitch to Lopez, and that one is fouled off, strike 1. Nicky comes in hitting .313 with a homer and 14 RBIs, and has been a very important piece of the puzzle for the Rangers. We've talked at times quite a bit about Corey Seager and the injuries and wanting to get him back and that sort of thing. But guys like Nicky Lopez and Ezekiel Duran have been so valuable in their ability to fill in behind Corey Seager, to the degree at times you almost forget that it's been an issue because they've been so productive.
They have been great offensively and defensively.
Here's the 0-2. And Lopez lifts that out into left field. Rosarena back toward that corner a few steps, makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down in the second inning. That'll bring up Elias Diaz. Well, the Rangers run the Langford homer in the first inning. Mariners run, they scratched out a run in the top of this second inning, but they left the bases loaded. We'll see how big an issue that is by the end of the night.
Yeah, lately it feels like teams have taken advantage of kind of runners on base in innings where Gore's struggling a little bit. And the Mariners were able to get a run, but only one. And by the way, I had to look this up because the Mariners seem to do so good in Seattle versus the Rangers.
Yes.
Miller's ERA here, did you say that already? 12.66.
Wow. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's rough. He has not pitched well in the state of Texas. There's a swing, and that ball's driven deep out to left center. But Rodriguez has room, and he makes the catch. Why? Elias hit that ball hard, but just missed getting it out. A 10-pitch half inning for Bryce Miller. 1-1 through 2 innings.
Chevy Under the Hood looks at Mackenzie Gore in the most Ks per 9 in a single season. Rangers left-handers all time. 1987, Mitch Williams leads the way with 10.68. Mackenzie Gore right behind with 9.92. And then you have Andrew Heaney in 23 and Cole Hamels in 2016 and 2018. Pretty good list to be on.
Yeah, that's impressive. Well, this will be a big inning for him right here. He navigated a rather perilous second inning there. 31 pitches delivered and escaped a bases loaded jam to surrender just the 1 run. 1-1 the score. It was quite an odyssey there in the second inning. This one is lined out into left center, and that gets down. Base hit. Rodriguez is aboard. How about a message now from Smart Arlington and DEA Dallas?
Fentanyl is the deadliest street drug found in our country today. The risk is real. Don't strike out. One pill can kill.
Rodriguez on, and he does run well. 12 steals this year. And the first pitch to Canzone, shanked over the left side, out of play. Canzone struck out in the first inning. 0 for 1. Gore has 3 strikeouts so far. And he goes 1-1 on Canzone this time.
You'd love to get a ground ball right here, double play. After 31 pitches. Your team had a quick inning.
There we go. ABS challenge, third ABS challenge already here tonight. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. It was a good one for Canzone. Indeed, the pitch was low. Two-one on the way. And there's a bouncer, first base side. Berger to second, gets the one out. Gore covering first, and they get the throw there in time. Double play! What a beauty! Berger to Lopez and back to Gore.
Well, you mentioned Lopez and Duran and their defense right here. Berger gives a good feed. Gets it on the one hop, comes and gets it. And then Lopez with a great arm. Gore getting over in plenty of time. Watch Gore sprint across right here to make sure he gets to the base. Changes his feet, gets out of the way. Really nice play. Good footwork. You talked about Gore earlier. Very good athlete on the mound.
Yeah, it's great court awareness. Boy, terrific double play. As predicted by old Nostradamus over here, as Cal Raleigh swings at the first pitch and he rips that one down the third baseline for a base hit.
First baseman just pulls a fastball, trying to throw it away. Goes right down the middle. Boy, did that ball have a lot of hook on it when it hit. Raleigh will take a hit at any point this year, but even there, the ball just takes one hop and goes right to the left fielder and keeps it to a single.
Yeah, he smoked that ball too. A little bit high here to Josh Naylor. So a 2-out single. Last inning, Mariners with a 2-out base hit and a 2-out walk, helping them to get that first run of the night, or their first run of the night. Here's a bouncer, and up the middle for it. Good underhand feed to second, and they take care of Naylor, inning over.
Well, Mackenzie Gore uses his defense, and he's part of the defense. Berger to Lopez, back to Gore. Rangers put a 0 on the board, looking to score here in the third inning.
Before first pitch tonight, Nathan Evaldi and his wife Becca honored 5 outstanding student athletes as recipients of this year's Rangers Nike RBI scholarships. The program is designed to promote participation in baseball and softball while also emphasizing academic achievement and social responsibility. But guys, what makes these scholarships especially meaningful is that the Rangers asked Evo and his wife Becca to review the applications and select a boy and a girl winner. But Nate told me today that after reading them, they couldn't just choose one. So instead, they decided to fund all 5 scholarships, which were presented tonight to those 5 student athletes. So it's a special example of the impact that Nathan and his family continue to make, not just on the field, but also in the community as well.
Awesome job by the Evaldi family. It sounds something that maybe Dave Raymond would do. Like, I don't want to choose.
I don't like to choose.
Everybody gets it.
You can't make me choose. Everybody. Yeah. How about the next round? Beer only, though. Fouled off by Cam Cauley here. 0-2, trying to bunt his way on. Cauley getting the start at second and batting ninth. Somebody like you going top shelf or anything.
From the man who told me I can't say no.
Well, I do have a little trouble with that. I'm working on it, though, Mike.
At least you said it aggressively to me.
0-2 pitch, and Cauley lines that to center, but Rodriguez is there, and he makes the catch. One away. So here comes Jock Peterson. Mariners going with 4 right-handed starters in this series. The Rangers suddenly have figured out left-handed pitching, and they are now one of the best teams in baseball against lefties. So, and the Mariners, they have the heavy right-handed rotation as is, but they go with 4 righties here, and what that does mean is that Jock Peterson is going to get starts in all these games, or one would assume in all these games against the righties. And there is a certain dynamic that he adds to the lineup when he's in there. Not just a good leadoff hitter and the way he goes about his business, but a good leadoff hitter with really good power. 17 home runs this year. So each time he gets up there, he is a threat to do some pretty serious damage. Swings through that, and the count 1-2.
To your point, the Peterson-Langford combination up top when you're facing a righty. Pretty threatening right now.
Now the Rangers, they've got some answers, it seems like, whether it's for righties or for lefties.
Boy, in the last 2 years, not counting this year, teams would, if they had an injury, would just call up a left-hander from the minor leagues, knowing he might not be the best guy in the minor leagues, but we're calling up a left-hander to face the Rangers.
And that's not an exaggeration. I mean, that's legitimately how teams went about it, and it worked. Now, so it brings up a conversation that has much less to do with what the Rangers will see in this series, but the Rangers have found some solutions, if you will, to facing lefties, and a big part of that has been Justin Foscue. And he won't see as much action in this series. The 1-2, and that is hit hard out to left field. Rosarena started in, now angles back, and he makes the catch. So that's 5 in a row, pardon me, 6 in a row now, retired by Miller.
Langford in the first inning, after fouling one off of his foot, got a split finger belt high and didn't miss it. Hits the top railing for a home run and gave the Rangers the lead. Tied up at 1, but it's still Rangers scoring first, 39-12 this year.
Yep, it's a big key. Miller, we'll see how he approaches him this time. Slings it a foot off the plate. Not going to hit that out. So a 1-1 ball game now. The previous 6 games these two teams have played, very low scoring. We'll see if today follows in that same direction as this one's fouled on the left side. I don't know that I'm as confident in saying that these are going to be low-scoring games.
Okay. Because?
Well, because I feel like the Rangers have become a more dynamic lineup. You know, I mean, they've figured out how to score runs. Even, you know, just looking at this first week since the All-Star break, there's some big offensive outputs. 10-0 shutout the other day. It's fouled off.
Or did he get away with one right there?
Yeah, that's one that Langford would love another crack at.
see where Raleigh sets up and where this one ends up. Raleigh wants it up and in. And that one was middle.
Those don't always come back. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that's low and away. Well, a lot of action in the air so far, right? And the Rangers have only hit 2 ground balls. You know, the Langford home run and then a bunch of outs in the air. And there's another ball in the air, deep out to center. Back on it goes Rodriguez, and he'll make the catch. Inning is over. Ball might not be carrying out to that part of the park here tonight. A 1-2-3 third inning, and it's still 1-1. Rangers baseball on RSN is brought to you by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, the official casino and resort of the Texas Rangers, and by your North Texas Chevy dealers. Chevy drives Texas. That was really fun before the ball game to be able to honor members of the Rangers Youth Academy 18U baseball team, who earlier this week they won the Academy's first Nike RBI Southeast or Southwest Regional Senior Baseball Championship. So congrats to the boys. Next they're going to Vero Beach, the Jackie Robinson Training Complex in Florida for the World Series. It's going to be awesome. August 4th through the 10th.
Played plenty of spring training games there.
Oh boy, at the old school Vero Beach, right?
Yeah.
With the barracks and everything.
Yeah.
It is. It was anyway, kind of a rite of passage back in the day. I mean, it was a thrill to get to go there. 0-2 the count here to Cole Young, and he takes outside.
I'll tell you, I was a little bit surprised today looking at the Mariners stats that Cole Young is their RBI leader.
Whoa, what? Yeah, that. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, 48
RBIs.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, that's just another clue filling out the story of what has been a really bizarre year for the Mariners to this point. 2-2 from Gore, and a weak chopper towards second. Good hustle by Cawley. He'll shovel it over to first, 1 away. So he talked about how this is a big series for both these teams. Well, they're the top 2 teams in the division. Rangers have a half-game lead coming in. They'll have one more series in Seattle a little later. Just a 3-gamer. And then that's it.
Yeah. We've talked about that. It sounded fun at first that you get to play every team in baseball every year, but it does make the division down the stretch not as fun that you're not playing these teams.
Right. Right. You want to be playing that group of teams you're looking at right there in September. Up and out, 1 ball and 1 strike. But I mean, this series critical for tiebreaker scenarios. It's also, we're heading into the trade deadline. You could, not that you could knock a team out per se, but you could dampen their spirits quite a bit. A little pop-up third base side goes foul. In the Rangers case, it sounds to me, Chris Young has sort of indicated in his media sessions recently that they're still trying to figure out, is it worth it to really lean in and make moves at the deadline to bolster the team, or are they looking more toward the future? I think Seattle, I don't think there's any question, even if they got swept here today, they're still thinking about this year.
And especially after last year getting so close to being in the World Series for the first time, and the expectations they had coming into this year. I'm going to put you on the spot when we looked at those standings. Do you think it's a 3-team race or a 2-team race? What do you think it is in the American League West?
I think it's a 2.5-team race.
Okay.
It's down low, but a swing and a miss. Garver chases and strikes out for the 2nd time tonight.
Well, this is the first strikeout of the night on the changeup. Great job of turning that over. It stays on the outside corner the whole way and then gets below the strike zone quickly and gets the chase. Really nice changeup on the plate the whole way.
Two down.
Your half team is the Astros?
Yeah, I mean, so if they pushed hard here these next, I don't know, 10 days and then made some moves, and yeah, I'm definitely including them in that conversation. If they falter a little bit and or sell off a piece or two, then obviously, you know, I don't really consider them in the race. And they're right. I think they're in a similar spot as the Rangers in that they have to kind of make a decision one way or the other there. And they're trailing right now in Chicago, 3-0, fifth inning. I mean, they're not out of it. 2 games back in the division, for crying out loud, as bad as things have been.
Well, the Mariners struggling offensively. I was listening to a little sports talk radio in the car, 105.3 The Fan, home of the Rangers broadcasts, and they were talking about how difficult it is in baseball to trade for a quality bat. Getting a good starting pitcher, getting relief help seems very doable. But teams that need a big bat is really tough to trade for at the deadline.
And that's where Seattle is, right? Now, here's a question. Does Seattle need a big bat, or do they need a bat that can maybe alleviate some pressure on Julio Rodriguez, Randy Arozarena, and Cal Raleigh? Do something to help ignite them. There's a swing and a miss. Wilson strikes out. Mackenzie Gore, you know, he had that wobbly second, otherwise has been dominant.
Well, it was the changeup here in the 4th inning. Really nice changeup to Garver for the first strikeout of the inning, and then finishes the inning with another changeup to Wilson. It's 1-1 going the bottom of the 4th.
We're 1-1 our score as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Game 1 of a big 4-game wraparound series this weekend against Seattle. A series that will go all the way through Monday. Ezekiel Duran starting things off here, and he lines it over third. That's a base hit. Zeke's first hit of the night. Lead man on in the 4th inning.
Great job from Duran here, getting a 4-seamer, attacking inside part of the plate.
The right fielder, number 24.
Crushes this ball 106 into left field. I'll tell you what, Arozarena here, he does a pretty good job of cutting it off and getting it in for a second there, and he's known to do this at times, can get a little bit lazy, and if you round that base hard, sometimes Arozarena won't get it in quickly.
That is true.
He's a great player, but can lose focus.
Strike pitch to Nimmo. He takes inside, 1-1. Brandon had that double in the first inning. And with Zeke out there on the bases, a double here might just get him to the plate. It's way inside, 2-1. Well, the Rangers have only managed 1 run off Miller so far, the home run by Langford. 2 other hits in the game. And that one is down the left side, slicing toward the corner and caught in fair ground by Arozarena. That's a nice play.
Just hoping that ball would slice more.
Yeah.
The center fielder, number 32, Evan Carter.
This this one kind of just stayed on the line. It never had that side spin.
So now Evan Carter. Wilson in tight at third base. And they'll throw over to first. Zeke dives back in. 7 steals and 8 tries for Duran. Miller may be a little worried that Duran will try to do something here. And obviously Wilson concerned that Carter might try to bunt. A bunt maybe to move Duran up, but also maybe bunt for a hit. Carter's been really good at it, but as we pointed out earlier, he's had really good at bats against Miller in his career. 2 for 3 against him coming in, with both of those hits being homers. In the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike on Evan Carter.
It's not a bad time to hit that line drive into the right field bleachers.
No, I'm on board. I like it. You've had a little bit of the magic touch tonight.
The fans already got Wyatt Langford for their home run on the pick.
It's true. We need this for the broadcast crew. 1-1. And there's a swing and a fly ball center field. Rodriguez going to that spot where fly balls just keep dying tonight, and he makes the catch. 2 away. All right, we've got a moment here for Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Berger 0 for 1. He takes on the outside corner for a strike. Rangers with a run on the first, Mariners with a run on the second. And Miller delivers that one right in there. What very well could be a series decided by, we're talking about a Rosarena who sometimes can mentally drift a little bit. This could be decided by which team just executes the small things better.
Yeah, defense taking advantage of a defensive mistake, taking an advantage of a walk like the Mariners did, and scoring.
Another check in over at first base. And that gets the response from the fans.
Duran definitely has Miller's attention.
Moves off a little further. Not going. Berger hits that out to right field. And that one back to the wall. Canzone back there with it. It's gone! Jake Berger. Opposite field shot. A 2-run homer, and it has the Rangers back in front, 3-1.
What a big swing. Miller had made good pitches in the at-bat, and he tries to go above the zone. He threw that where he wanted to. He got it inches above the zone, but Berger got the barrel to the ball. They got 2 runs on the board.
Well, there are 2-out hits, and there are 2-out hits. And that was a 2-out bomb by Jake Berger. Lopez grounds out to end the inning. But the Rangers move back in front. Big Jake Berger trying to get on a roll. Rangers have used that big bat of his 18th home run of the year. Leads the team in RBIs. Puts them in front in game 1 of this huge series with Seattle. Well, here is tonight's game day poll presented by U.S. Aviation Academy. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit the website now and let us know what you think. Who do you consider to be the best Mike Bassick in Texas Rangers history? Senior or partner over here? No, who is the greatest pitcher in Rangers history? Who do you think, Mike?
Ooh, you know what? I had this discussion with my son the other day, and we were talking maybe Nathan Eovaldi.
He said Paul.
We probably should have said that. Sorry, Dad.
1-on-1. Nathan Eovaldi. That's a really good call.
That was my son was saying, do you think Nathan Eovaldi is now the greatest pitcher in Rangers history? And I said, man, that's a good discussion.
It is. Gore's next offering, and that one is lined out into right field. A base hit for Colt Emerson. So the 21-year-old rookie having a nice night tonight. A walk and a base hit. And turns the lineup over for Rosarena. Well, certainly, if you're going to take into consideration the magnitude of the good games pitched by a guy, like no one's pitched bigger games or those big games better. So I think if that's our standard, then yeah, it's Eovaldi.
I mean, I think you can bring up names like Kevin Brown and Ferguson Jenkins, but they never pitched in playoff games for the Rangers.
Right. You could. Nolan Ryan obviously did some good stuff.
Never pitched in a playoff game, and Nolan was very good for the Rangers, but you could probably look at his Angels career.
Right.
But yeah, he's the greatest Angels pitcher ever.
1-1, and that one is through the right side. Rosarena, a very late swing somehow gets that one into right field, and now the Mariners have him first and third.
Getting close. He has loved that pitch to swing at all night, and he does put it in play hard. So worked out for him.
And then he got up on top of that thing. That's pretty remarkable. So Gore's in a pretty interesting spot now. First and third, nobody out. And the 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Mariners 3 for 7 with runners on base tonight. And that one is upstairs.
Remember early in the year we'd have that number, the magic number of Gore at 75 pitches, and after that his ERA would shoot way up. Well, we're in the 5th inning, nobody out, and he's already above that number.
Yeah. And getting to it as quickly as he has tonight, that can be problematic. 1-1 on Rodriguez, who has a hit tonight in 2 tries. Well, he's allowed just the 1 run so far. He's worked around 6 hits to this point and a couple of walks. One on the way, and that's fouled off for strike 2. Really needs a strikeout right here. 5 strikeouts so far tonight. This will be his 80th pitch of the evening. Nice Friday night crowd, and they're going to do what they can to help McKenzie. A little bit quiet down now. The 1-2 pitch. There's a fly ball just back of second. Catch made by Cawley. The runners have to hold, and so that works as well as a strikeout. I should have said you really want to strike out or a pop out in that spot. 1 away.
What works out.
Right fielder number 8, Dominic.
Now, what about that 2-hopper to a second baseman and get out of this thing?
Well, remember it was Canzone who hit into that brilliant 3-6-1 double play in the 3rd. You got Emerson at third base, or Rosarena leading off first. the lefty's first pitch. That one is in the air, left side foul and out of play.
I love when Gore can get ahead of hitters, because he does have that strikeout in him and with multiple pitches. But working ahead has been much better for Mackenzie Gore than trying to get back into a count.
He's ahead here, 0-2. He already struck out Canzone earlier tonight. That was in the first inning.
Got him to chase a slider. He goes to that one more to lefties, the curveball more to righties. This isn't a bad time to try to see if he'll chase one down and away. And you have to trust your catcher that if you bounce it, he'll keep it in front.
Here's the 0-2. And that's blooped foul.
Boy, that was a perfect pitch. Give Canzone a lot of credit for just sticking his bat out here with one hand and staying alive. Great pitch. Now does he run one up again, like 96 above the zone after getting him to lean out over the plate?
1-2.
Kind of right here, I might just keep going back and forth. He wanted that one more inside, or at least in the middle of the plate, but maybe just keep going back and forth with that fastball up, slider away.
1-2, and he did go back up. Three to 1, Rangers on top. Gore now at 85 pitches. Still not through this fifth inning. Here's his 1-2 pitch, and that one is out into left field. That gets down for a base hit, and it splits the outfielders. Emerson's in. Arozarena is waved. He'll score. A 2-run double by Dominic Canzone. And he's tied this game 3-3.
Unfortunately, this is just a breaking ball that really doesn't break.
Answer number 29, Cal Wally.
Here's the breaking ball, and it just stays out over the plate, and that's a really good job of hitting. It stays high enough for him to hit it well enough, and then unfortunately, here Wyatt takes an aggressive angle and doesn't get to it. And Arozarena was running hard the whole way.
So Wyatt takes that aggressive angle. As Raleigh now hammers that ball down the left field line and just foul. Guy's glove not quite big enough to make the play. Man,
it was close and keeps the big homer glove. Well, I'd like to just tell you, Dave, I'm kind of taking back just a little bit of what I said to start this game, because I'm a little bit nervous right now with Cal Raleigh up.
Jeez, so now you don't want to pitch.
Well, after that swing, made me a little nervous.
1 strike pitch and a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Anyway, back on that last play, Langford took the angle he took, but then Evan Carter kind of took the same angle.
Yeah.
I felt like maybe his job was to swoop in a little further behind there to cut that off.
I'm with you, and that there's no communication on that. There's just a feel on that.
Now Raleigh hits that one straight up in the air near the mound. Duran is over and he makes the catch. That's out number 2.
Guess there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
First baseman number 12, Josh.
I'll bring up Josh Naylor. Meanwhile, we do got activity in that Rangers bullpen. Cole Winn has started to throw out there. There we go.
Probably getting ready for Garver if he comes up. Hopefully he doesn't in this inning.
Naylor has walked and reached on a fielder's choice tonight. Gore 20 pitches into this inning. He had that 31 pitch second inning. And that's a strike. 1-1.
Thought there was going to maybe be a challenge there, but he just was adjusting his helmet. This one a little bit below the zone.
Look back at Canzone. Naylor fouls that one away.
So he's tired, and the reason you know this, if you're watching, like, hey, how could you say that, Bassick? Well, think about that Canzone breaking ball. It didn't really have any sharp break to it at the end. That one didn't have much sharp break to it either. So it's the right pitch to go to, but if there's nothing left on that breaking ball to spin it hard enough to get that late hard break, it's a tough pitch to want to go to here.
So is that just a matter of, we call it finish, but just getting that last like 5% or so?
I think when you're just a little bit tired, the arm doesn't move as fast either, right? That finish is that acceleration after you release the ball.
All right, the 1-2 to Naylor, and that's downstairs.
He made the adjustment there, Gore, of I got to keep it lower if it's not going to break as sharp in the zone.
Naylor can be pesky that way. He's not one you'll get to chase very often. 2-2 pitch, and he fouls that one off. I mean, he walks almost, not quite, but almost as often as he strikes out. I think over 30 walks, 50 strikeouts for Naylor.
One more pitch, get out of this thing tied and turn it over to the bullpen. If you're Gore, everything you got on this pitch.
95th pitch of the night, 25th pitch of the inning, and another foul ball.
Boy, was that a good two-strike approach. That ball's a good 6 inches outside. And Naylor with just a short, quick swing to stay alive.
Two balls, two strikes. And Naylor lifts that to center field. Takes Carter back. Has room. Makes a catch. And the inning is over. A two-run double by Dominic Canzone has tied the game. We're halfway there tonight. Gore's probably done. This game tied at 3.
The Rangers Foundation has been a longtime partner of Make-A-Wish North Texas, and tonight they welcomed 14-year-old Stockton Watson, whose wish was very simple. It was to meet the Texas Rangers, but as you can see, the Rangers made sure it was a lot more memorable than that. Stockton delivered tonight's lineup card. In addition to that, he spent tons of time with the team. He played catch with Wyatt Langford, and I also saw him hanging around the cage during VP, and you could just see him looking around the ballpark wide-eyed. And we get to experience this every day, but guys, seeing it through the eyes of a 14-year-old kid just really reminds you what a dream something like this actually is.
It is, and I'm glad he got to experience this today. And I'll tell you what, every time I get to walk down there on the field, I still am in awe.
I find nothing quite as shocking as the fact that they continue to let you on that field as well, as Miller's first pitch in there for a strike to Elias Diaz. Well, almost every day, I think somebody surely is going to stop him this time.
Every time I give him my card and it scans and it gives him the green. But I'll tell you what, nobody likes me more than guys I used to face. Every time they give me a big hug and they're like, I just loved seeing you at the ballpark.
Here's the 1-1. And that is fouled away, strike 2.
And how many guys, Dave, would say to you, man, you were my favorite. And then they finish off the sentence by saying, to face. When you were on the mound, man, did I love it.
Two balls and two strikes. This one is lifted out to right field as he played for Canzone. Another fly ball out, one away here in the 5th inning.
I believe that's 10 fly ball outs for the Rangers today, which isn't a bad sign. You know, sometimes we talk about the pop outs in the infield. That's not a good sign, but the fly outs to the outfield, you're close. You're close to hitting it out of the park. You're close to finding a gap.
There's a strike to Cauley. You know, one of the first things that I can recall learning from the whole analytics movement, a long article about players discovering how they could use the information to be better. Will pop up near first, and Cauley is retired. And I forget the exact detail, what player, whatnot. But it was this discovery, this realization that as a pitcher, fly balls are 3 times more dangerous to a pitcher than ground balls. So, you know, if you give up, let's say for every ground ball you give up the tiniest fraction of a run, well, it's 3 times that for a fly ball. It's just, there's so much more damage that can be done on a ball lifted than a ball on the ground. And that was one of the real first very clear observations. And so when you see a guy who lives on fly ball outs, it's fine as long as you keep it in the yard. In this case, Miller, he's given up 10 home runs this year. This is his 11th start of the season. That's a big number.
Well, somewhat also pitching for Seattle, that's a big number.
For sure. That cavernous ballpark on the left side here, and that one is just out of reach.
I'll tell you what, if Wilson would have got to the wall in time, I think he had a play on that. It was still going to be a tough play. This one coming from more of a shortstop angle. He didn't get to the wall, it seemed like, in time. Still going to be a really tough play.
Yeah. Gives Peterson another chance, and he fouls that one away. I feel like every additional pitch that Jock sees is an opportunity for him to do damage, because he's been doing a lot of that lately. 8 home runs in his last 18 games. A pretty good pace. A 2-2, and that's lifted foul. We'll do it again.
You'd love to extend this inning, and you'd love to extend Miller's pitch count, because he has done a really nice job with his pitch count in this game. With that 12.66 ERA here, he might be feeling like he's throwing a no-hitter at this point with only 3 runs on the board.
Peterson flares that into center field, and that's a 2-out hit. Just have a man on now.
Fly ball, 3 times more likely, and hit number 1,000.
Yeah, you see him calling for the baseball. Turn that odometer. There we go. 1,000 career hits for Jock Peterson. And let's make it a meaningful one. Let's find a way to get him home now.
Well, what a battle. Fouling off pitches, getting jammed, but finishing the swing just enough to get it out into center field for hit number 1K.
Well, Langford can make it a really big hit if he can deliver on the other side of it now as he watches outside for the ball. Interesting, that was 68 pitches for Miller on that base hit to Jock Peterson, and Jock had seen 18 of knew that eventually he would deliver. And he did. 2-0. It's Langford to swing and miss up near the top of the zone. Well, they did some activity in that Seattle bullpen, it looks like. Jose Ferrer is starting to, or has been throwing. Well, even though he's only at 71 pitches, might not be long for this thing. Langford back in. 2-1. That is high.
Good job of laying off. He was wanting that pitch bad, but recognized at the end it was going to be too high to swing at.
Well, what a spot here. Should get something good to hit. That's how much Miller wants to challenge him. Oh, right in there with a strike, full count. Quality 3-1 pitch right there.
This does help out Peterson on an extra base hit.
He'll be on the move. Here he goes. And that one is lifted out to left. The Rosarena is there. Inning is over. The Rangers leave a man. We've played 5. We've seen a little history. Jock Peterson in a great battle here in the 5th inning. Fights one off from Bryce Miller. Deposits it in center field, and he has 1,000 career hits.
Baylor Scott and White Health Game Diagnosis. Mackenzie Gore gives the Rangers 5 innings tonight, striking out 5, giving up 7 hits, using his defense, giving up 3 runs. He gives the Rangers a chance to win tonight. He won't get the win, but he gives the Rangers that opportunity to win.
Bullpen takes over from here. Our Standard Insurance call to the bullpen. Peyton Gray is the first man out tonight. And he gets one right in there. Strike 1 to Cole Young. As Mike pointed out a little earlier, is the leading RBI man on this Mariners club. And he fouls that back. 0-2 to Young, who has a base hit and a ground out. Well, the Mariners were basically the worst team in baseball against lefties, but they managed to hang in there tonight to take a 3-3 game into the 6th inning against Mackenzie Gore. The Rangers will have 3 right-handed starters the rest of the series. Oh-2. And that is on the ground and through into left field, a base hit. Great diving effort by Duran, but Young has his 2nd hit of the game.
Well, he goes with the fastball away, but it stays belt high. And that's a really good job of hitting here. Letting the ball get deep, hitting a hard line drive just past Duran. Good effort.
Now Mitch Garver, he goes down and pops this one into center field. Easy play for Evan Carter. 1 out. Wilson coming to the plate, and it's time to hear from Standard Insurance.
Know the feeling of excitement when you find unexpected money in your pocket, purse, or car? Standard can reproduce that excitement, not just for a couple of bucks, but hundreds and possibly thousands.
Call Standard today.
For Seattle, number 20, Luke
Okay, well, a little change up during that momentary message there from Standard Insurance. Luke Raley now will hit for Weston Wilson. So Dan Wilson going to his bench early. Really has some power. So Gray and Elias Diaz have a chat about that. 15 home runs for Luke Raley.
I don't know in today's game if a pinch hitter comes up if the catcher doesn't go out. I feel like it's almost 100% of the time.
Yeah, pretty close. Well, I think we've seen it too, where we've had a pinch hitter followed by another pinch hitter and then back-to-back visits. First offering right in there, strike one. I remember when they instituted the rule about limiting the number of mound visits. You wonder, geez, are guys going to be able to manage okay with just that many? Pretty much every night they have leftover visits. Can't take them with you. 1-1 to Raley. No doggy bags here, but they oftentimes don't even use all their visits, even with those pinch hit visits. Ooh, low strike to Raley. That has to be one of the tougher spots when you're pinch hitting and you haven't seen the zone all night.
Yeah, and the bottom part of the zone is it feels like that's where most of the challenges have come tonight.
Yeah, I think so. 1-2 and a swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Gray. 2 gone.
This is a good job. I'm going to give Diaz credit and obviously Peyton Gray for throwing the pitch. It seemed like Raley was sitting changeup the whole at bat, and he took the first one and he's like, no, he's going to throw me a changeup. I know the report. He's got to give me a changeup for a strike, and he never gave in, and he just kept going with the fastball. I'm sure Raley's going back on. Son of a gun! I thought for sure I would get one.
Great scouting report, guys. Changeup. It's the beauty of the game, though. The chess match, the mind games. 1 strike pitch, and that one is inside. 1-1. How much of that is game plan? How much of that is just reading the body language of the hitter?
I think both. I think that first pitch for a strike that he took as a pinch hitter off of the bench gave you an idea that he was sitting changeup, and he did get one, but it was for a ball. He never got one for a strike. And I do think this is part of the adjustment as a big league pitcher. Can you stay in the big leagues? Because sometimes you can have early success by throwing certain pitches, and they're like, all right, well, we're going to sit on that pitch. And then you have to make the adjustment of getting them out another way.
1-2 on Emerson. Yeah, that maybe it's a good point, because that in a lot of ways is the most impressive thing about what Peyton Gray has done. As a 30-year-old rookie, he comes in with this, basically this trick pitch. This changeup is just really good, but he doesn't need it every time to every hitter. The 1-2, and there's a swing and a miss on that changeup. You can see, though, how good it can be. My goodness.
Well, great job by Peyton Gray putting a 0 on the board. He gets the heater past Raley, and then he goes to his best pitch, that split changeup, for the second strikeout of the inning, and a 0 on the board.
All right, how about this tonight? 3 milestones reached by these Rangers hitters. We just saw Jock's 1,000th career hit last inning. Jake Berger with that home run surpassed 300 career RBIs, and Langford hit his 50th career bomb. It's a round number kind of night tonight, as Miller goes to work in this 6th inning.
Let's get a win for all 3 of those guys.
New third baseman era, Buddy Kennedy at third now. 1-0, and that's low. So Miller, he had some activity in the bullpen last inning, and which was a little bit surprising. It's just 76 pitches. Now they got double-barreled action going out there. Ferrer and Bizzardo. That's Edward Bizzardo. 2-1 here to Duran.
As somebody said his first name before.
Duran fouls that one away. 2-2. First glance, just reflexively, you might pick it up as Eduardo Bizardo. Sounds like a recurring character off some sort of late night television show. Let's check in with Eduardo Bizardo. 2-2, and that's lined out to right field. Canzone runs it down, and Duran's retired. One away. Another ball in the air. So Miller, he likes to flirt with danger, but
Right fielder, number 24.
so far dodging some bullets. Brings up Brandon Nemo. When you were pitching, Mike, were you know, cognizant of the difference between a ground ball and a fly ball being, like a fly ball being 3 times as dangerous?
No, but I would say the ball being hit hard.
That's all that matters.
So yeah, so even if it was a ground ball to short, but if it was, you know, 105 mile an hour 1-2 hopper, I was kind of like, got away with something there. Like, you know, he barreled me up. Same thing with a fly ball. If he hit it 400 feet in the air, but only 300 feet to center field, like, I didn't care. Like, it's an out. But I get what the analytics are saying.
Fouled away. 0-2 the count on Nemo. He doubled earlier. Yeah, I just don't know, like, as a pitcher, if even instinctively back then you're like, ooh, I'm a lot better off if I can get guys hitting it on the ground.
Yes, that's what you wanted. You definitely wanted that. But I didn't want to live off of the results, just saying all I want is results, because those can trick you, especially second time through a lineup. Fly balls that are hitting warning tracks, as in like my guy's catching them, but they're a few feet away from being a homer, that would worry me. But I never thought like a fly ball right to my outfielder would bug me.
Nemo hits this over first into right field. He has his second hit of the game. Line drive base hit. He's 2 for 3.
Well, four-seamer trying to go away, goes up and in, jams Nemo, but not enough. As he battles, pushes that ball into right field at 80 miles an hour, and thought they might go to a lefty here. See if Carter can make them pay.
Well, that first one right in there for a strike. That one is grounded out and flied out tonight. Long hold in the 1-strike pitch. Well, it was inside, but Carter apparently offered at it. And that's the second time he's been rung up on a check swing tonight.
See on this one, and yeah, I do think they've got the call right both times. I know Carter's disagreed, but
I think he might have gone further around on that one.
I agree.
That's outside and low. 1-2. Bizarro looks like he's ready, winning if the Mariners are ready. Carter watches downstairs. 2-2. So Miller's just about to hit 90 pitches for the night. Rangers have pushed him a little bit, but he's bent and bent. He hasn't quite broken yet. He steps off. Berger homered off him last time he saw him in the 4th inning. Probably won't see him again here in this inning. The 2-2, that's inside, full count.
Carter's put the ball in play both times. Nimmo with pretty good speed. I don't mind here putting a runner in action and seeing if you can create something.
3-2. He was going. That's ball 4, and Carter is on. And not much Dan Wilson can do here. He signals. That will do it for Miller. Now he is responsible for both base runners. A tie game, 6th inning. Rangers threatening, though, as the Mariners go to the bullpen.
Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, game within the game. We look at Jake Berger's season comparison last year, the first one with the Rangers, and this year, and you can see the better numbers. In 4 less games, 2 more homers, 10 more RBIs, and an OPS way higher. And in the 4th inning, he gets a fastball up above the zone. And I know his last name's Berger, but he gives you a 2-run oppo taco. Now he's looking to add some more RBIs. Bizardo.
First pitch to him. He bounces it up the middle. That's a base hit. Around third base, Nimmo. Here he comes. The throw back to the middle of the diamond. It's an RBI single for Berger, and the Rangers back in front. 4-3.
Berger's got a 2-run taco, and now he has 3 steaks in this game off the end of the bat, but gets it up the middle. Great effort. Nimmo scores easily. Carter makes it to 3rd easily, and the RBI leader is rolling.
Great base running by Nimmo too. He bolted off second base. So now the bunt attempt goes foul here by Nicky Lopez. Rangers trying to do little things. We're talking about this. Maybe a safety squeeze to get a run in here, and hoping that that could be enough with your bullpen.
Well, and this is a good opportunity for Lopez, because when you look at Naylor, he has to hold on the runner, so he has to hold his position a hair longer. If you can get this to first base with Carter's speed, you should get an RBI.
Take high here, and then so when you're Bizardo in that spot, then you have to think about executing the pitch, but also immediately racing to that first base side.
Yeah, you're cheating a little bit. The good thing about being a right-hander is your follow-through takes you that way.
Carter down that third baseline. The 1-1, and the bunt goes out in front of the plate. Here comes Carter. The flip to the plate. Not in time. Carter's in. The safety squeeze executed, and the Rangers take a 5-3 lead.
Well, great execution. Nicky Lopez is a winning baseball player. Bizardo gets to the ball first, and the great thing is he makes a bad decision. Carter makes it easily in, even if it's a perfect toss. And the Rangers still have action on the bases with only 1 out.
Well, what's the bad decision there?
He was going to be safe. You throw that ball to first base. This is where, because teams decided to stop bunting for about a decade.
Yeah, oh, at least 2 decades.
Is pitchers have no clue what to do in these situations. Like, I don't know, this has never happened in the minor leagues. When did I ever practice this? You got to know who's running too. If that's Jake Berger running home, maybe different.
Flare out into right. That's a base hit. Berger to third. They'll stop him. Bases are loaded. 4 hits in the inning.
Well, this one is not hit hard, but it's contact off of the end. And Diaz finds right field, and the Rangers find themselves with the bases loaded.
For the Rangers, number 19.
Now Raleigh makes the slow walk to the mound. Partly to slow this thing down for Bizardo, and partly because Alejandro Osuna announced as the pinch hitter. So keeping that record intact. Pinch hitter announced. Automatic visit for the catcher.
Dave, I'm going to give you a lot of credit. You said early in the game you felt like more runs were going to be scored in this game and possibly in this series than what these two have scored.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty interesting, though, the way this is starting to play out for the Rangers, because they have a chance right now to put a big crooked number on the board. Berger, Lopez, and Diaz. And Osuna takes high, ball 1. Osuna has faced Bizardo a couple of times, has a hit against him. Corners are in, and that is a high strike call. Osuna thought, wanted to challenge it, but didn't.
Well, let's see here. Yeah, it was above the zone. Psych.
1-1 inside. Skip Schumacher's talked about Osuna lately and the challenge he's had getting him in, and wants to get him at bats, keep him fresh, because he does so many things to help this offense. That is a strike. 2-2. What's interesting is, as a left-handed hitter, he's actually hitting lefties better than he hits righties. Facing a righty here, the 2-2. And he does get a piece of that one. Or did he not? No, I guess he did not. That's strike 3. He felt like he felt it.
Let's see here. Nope.
Designated hitter number 3, John Peterson.
Like the effort. Try and sell that.
Had a little Napoli going there for Osuna from the fans.
Yes.
Osuna. I liked it.
I was liking that too. Well, here's Jock Peterson with the bases loaded. Chance to crack this game wide open. And he swings through strike 1.
He wanted hit number 1001 to be a grand slam.
Rangers still looking for their first grand slam this year. Jock has had 3 of them in his career. It took a while last year for the Rangers to get their first slam. Bizardo. And this one is hit high in the air down that third baseline, and Kennedy gets back to it and makes the catch. Inning is over, but the Rangers take a tie game and they untie it. Jake Berger with a base hit up the middle for his 3rd RBI of the night. That got the Rangers up 1. Nicky Lopez with the safety squeeze makes it a 5-3 Rangers lead. That looks a little better right there. 5-3 Rangers with the lead as we make it to the 7th inning here tonight. The throw down to second, where Justin Foscue is checked in now. And in this 7th inning, the Rangers make it Standard Insurance called to the bullpen for Jacob Junis.
Having a very good year in his 33 games so far with a 2.92 ERA. Looking to follow up what Peyton Gray did out of the bullpen.
Great. And the Rangers a scoreless 6th inning. And Junis pumps that one right in there for a strike to Arozarena. Randy Arozarena, Julio Rodriguez, and Dominic Canzone this inning for Seattle. Ooh, that was a bad swing and a miss. 0-2.
Throw that again and see if he'll chase.
0-2, fouled off. It's been a little while since these two teams have seen one another, and Junis strikes out Arozarena. One out in the 7th inning.
You could tell he saw this pitch twice, and he was 0 for 2 in seeing it out of the hand as a breaking ball. Gets the chase.
First pitch to Julio Rodriguez. That's in the air center field. 2 quick outs. So these two teams, the Mariners and Rangers, they faced off against one another right out of the chute. Rangers hosted Seattle on their very first homestand of the year. And then they went to Seattle on that very next road trip. Well, they haven't seen each other since then. I would say one thing that stands out as a big difference to me from that time of year to today is the Rangers bullpen. It's a much more settled block than it used to be, and there's a 1-2-3 for Jacob Junis. 3 up, 3 down on 6 pitches. Stretch time in Arlington. They will stand up for God Bless America as we turn it over to Chuck Morgan.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and direct your attention down the third baseline? And welcome back, Michael Bortz. Michael will now perform God Bless America.
God bless America, and that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with light. Up from the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home.
By Firestone Complete Auto Care. We see the exchange of the lineups, and then we see a couple bombs from the Rangers. The great safety squeeze with Carter coming in safely, and the crowd's big reaction. This has been a involved Rangers crowd tonight.
Well, it has been. It's been also a game with just such a variety of intriguing and interesting plays, ways to score runs. It's fun, very entertaining. Well, you got 2 home runs. Double happy birthday to that cow.
Let's give her 3.
Why not? I'm on board. Here's Wyatt Langford. He already has one of them tonight. And we go to the bullpen. Rucker is on here. Michael Rucker making his 16th appearance. And Langford pops this one up back on the plate and into the stands. So Bizzardo's night, not a great one in that 6th inning. Greeted by 3 straight hits, including the safety squeeze. 1-2 to count now on Langford. So the Rangers are running the first, 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 6th inning. 5 runs tonight on 8 hits. And Wyatt strikes out swinging. 1 away in the bottom of the 7th inning. So that'll bring up Ezekiel Duran.
Third baseman, number 20, Ezekiel Duran.
And Rucker is off the plate with ball one. Rucker is a guy from Washington, from Auburn, Washington. Oh, not far outside of Seattle. Went to Auburn Riverside High School and ended up making his Mariners debut June 12th on the road this year. He's 32 years old. And this one is hit up the middle. Two is left for it, Young. And he throws out Duran. 2 up, 2 down.
How close to Seattle would you say Auburn is?
That's a good question. Auburn.
Just wondering how many possible friends text him when the Mariners have a homestand.
Oh yeah, no, he's a lot, right? I assume he has a lot of friends, right? Probably a friendly guy.
Even if you don't have a lot of friends, if all of a sudden you're pitching for the hometown team, you'll find out just acquaintances.
Even the bullies
become friends.
Even the bullies will get in touch with you. Awful. Like a suburb, I guess, maybe.
Okay.
Or even like a neighborhood, if you will. I don't know. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
So it's a city.
Like, well, think of like Carrollton, right?
Yeah.
What would you call Carrollton to Arlington? I guess it's like
Part of the Metroplex.
Yeah. Except there's the Seattle Plex. It's part of the Seattle Plex.
We don't call it the Dallas Plex.
But
we don't have a Metro either.
But aren't we the only one? Aren't we the only Metroplex? Or Metroplexes? Is that a thing?
No, I think for some reason we decided to call it a Metroplex, but I don't know why.
I don't know either. It's good. I'm aware of this term. Was it megalopolis? I think is that area out on the East Coast that is found away, like that whole corridor, like New York, Philly, down to Seattle or whatever. I think that's all like Baltimore. I think that's all like a megalopolis.
Okay.
I could be making that word up, but
I think that was a dinosaur.
There's a swing and a miss, and Rucker from the Seattle Metroplex of Auburn. Anyway, it's a 1-2-3 for him. We go to the 8th. Rangers baseball on RSN is brought to you by Hulu Original Series King of the Hill. New season now streaming. And by your Dallas-Fort Worth Audi dealers.
Leading off for Seattle, the catcher number 29.
City Connect Friday. And the Rangers with a 5-3 lead. We go to the 8th inning. Rangers bullpen, of course, after a day off yesterday. And they'll give the ball to Tyler Alexander now in the 8th. The Standard Insurance call to the pen. He was the starter in Wednesday's finale against the White Sox and comes back to pitch in relief today. Wow. The other thing is, in that start, it wasn't, it was the opener, but he did throw 2 innings. I mean, it's not like it was just a real quick relief appearance or anything like that. He started through 2 kind of long innings. One ball and 1 strike to Cal Raleigh. And he'll watch one on the inside corner. Well, I would say this year, Mike, there are 2 hitters who are suffering through a stunning downturn. And Cal Raleigh is one of those 2. I'm sure there are more, but I don't know if they could be more dramatic than Raleigh going from last season And he hit 60 home runs. Drove in 125. And this year, here we are, almost to August, he has 10 home runs and is hitting well below 200. Lines that out to left. Langford makes a catch. One away. Got a message here from Smart Arlington and DEA Dallas.
First baseman number 12.
Fentanyl is the deadliest street drug found in our country today. The risk is real. Don't strike out. One pill can kill.
One away, and here is Josh Naylor.
Do you think that's one of the hardest things as a president or general manager of an organization is when you have a superstar? You just assume if they're healthy, they're going to, I'm not saying 60 home runs from Cal Raleigh, but you're just going to assume like we're going to get 30s to maybe low 40s home runs. We're going to get around 100 RBIs. We know the batting average isn't going to be good, but we know it's going to be around 220 to 250.
I just think he's going to play like a superstar.
Yeah, like that's, like we're counting on that. We don't have to worry too much about that. Let's not assume 60. That would be silly, but that's going to be the least of our worries.
Yeah, well, that is the maddening part of the job. You know, the other guy that stands out to me is Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Yeah.
Because his last regular season home run at home was August 14th of last year. It's almost been one calendar year. Little bouncer up the middle, and a great play by Duran. They get Naylor. 2 away.
Ezekiel Duran, I do think he should get consideration for the utility Gold Glove Award this year. It's an outstanding play. And remember, we talk about Naylor. The body doesn't look like it, but he's not a slow runner. He's sneaky fast. And Zeke makes a tough play look easy.
And now Cole Young.
I want to say that's, you know, you talk about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. probably from the Rangers standpoint, you know, Corey Seager when healthy this year and playing has been tough to figure out.
For sure. More maddening, of course, the fact that he just hasn't been able to play.
Yeah.
He's played fewer than half of the Rangers games this year. Well, Alexander needs another out here. Look at a 1-2-3-8 inning. That's not going to happen. That's a base hit into left field. Young is on his 3rd hit of the game. Does get the potential tying run up there.
Designated hitter number 18, Mitch Garver.
Here comes Mitch Garver. He's 0 for 3. Now we'll see a pitching change. It's Skip Schumacher heading out there. So with Garver coming up, Schumacher will want the right-hander. Cole Wynn's been up a number of times tonight. Finally, he gets to come in the game in the 8th inning with the Rangers up 2. Back to a frost-banked Friday, and this one going pretty well so far tonight for the Rangers at 5. What's interesting is Dan Wilson watching Mitch Garver come to the plate here against the right-hander Cole Wynn. J.P. Crawford battling a bit of an ailment to his wrist. Crawford, a left-handed hitter, you would figure might be used off the bench in this spot, but I think that wrist might be a bigger deal than simply a day-to-day kind of thing, maybe. Well, or at the very least, today, one of those days.
Yeah, that's where we know what Rangers players are somewhat dealing with. It's tough to know when the person's active what the other guy's dealing with on the other team.
Garver looks underneath this one and flies it out to left field for Langford, and that does in the innings of Cole Wynn. Gets his man. some more time. That bullpen getting ready for the outing. And then he executes in the eighth to keep it a 2-run.
crucial ALS series continues through Monday afternoon. The Rangers have 3 more games at home before they hit the road, so get your tickets at Rangers.com. As Evan Carter comes to the plate here for the Rangers. Now, guys, Evan and Brandon Nimmo actually had a conversation recently. Evan told Brandon, if you look at my season right now, it doesn't look very good, but I think this is the season that I've actually learned the most. And Nimmo said that is a big step you have to take in the big leagues, learning to make adjustments. Right now, we're seeing one of those pay off for Evan. He's been working to keep his elbow higher, and he thinks that's been effective for him. But that's part of being a big leaguer, guys, learning how to constantly evolve.
Well, it is, and we see Langford with his hands down, lower. And that might not be the way he hits the rest of his career. And
First baseman, number 21,
We'll see if it, improves, and he stays with it, or makes another adjustment.
Ongoing evolution, man. It's one of the best parts about the game. You're never there. You're never, ever there.
Kind of stinks in a way.
You're never there, and then all of a sudden one day you're just not even there.
I got it figured out. And a veteran would say, don't you ever say that.
Walker got Carter to ground out. Berger takes outside, 2-0. Bottom of the 8th inning, Rangers up 5-3. Rutgers 2-0. Falls behind here. And he has retired all 4 hitters he's faced so far. So Berger's thinking 3-0, and he takes right down the middle. So the Rangers up 2. On a Friday night here, good crowd, over 33,000 on hand. A smallish turn-off movement underway. Fly ball out under right field, and Canzone makes the grab, 2 away. Way up there in left field. Staked out a little territory. They will encourage anybody to come join him as Nicky Lopez steps in. Nicky had that wonderful squeeze bunt in the 6th inning to bring across the Rangers' 5th run of the night, and he shoots this one into left field. That's a base hit. A multi-hit game for Nicky Lopez. Boy, it is hard not to just love what this guy does.
He's a winner, and I'll tell you what, all those guys are winners too.
That's right.
But he's a guy that helps you win by running the bases well, by playing great defense, by the safety squeeze bunt for an RBI, by keeping an inning alive, by shooting the ball the other way. Might try to steal second base here. He can play all the infield positions for you and do it well.
And he's a fun, high-energy guy. Roots for his teammates hard. And I know that people are like, what are you telling me? Roots for his teammates are great. What is this? Beer league softball? No. Like that. Those little things do matter, man. It's just a source of positive energy all the time.
I believe after Peterson got his 1,000th hit, Nicky was the one standing up and screaming at him. I don't know if they're, you know, talking trash to each other, but they were having fun with each other.
He's in the middle of everything. Two and one on Elias Diaz. Whoa, and a pickoff throw to first base gets away from Naylor.
This was an interesting lead from Lopez. Look how far back he, well, it's tough to tell from there, but he had to come back in to the base.
Well, here's a swing and a drive out into right field. That's a base hit. Lopez thought about it, but holds up at second. Diaz with a multi-hit game.
Great job by two great pickups this season, Lopez and Diaz. Lopez hits the base, and then when he stops here, let's see his ankles.
Yep, right there, that little.
Yep, that slip.
A little tired.
Hopefully he's okay. He's walking it off right now.
Now a little visit gives Lopez more time to make sure everything's okay out there. Rucker in trouble for the first time tonight. So here's Foscue. First at bat of the night. And those guys would love to see him add some runs to this Rangers lead. There's first pitch strike from Rucker. Half of the Rangers hits tonight, they have 10 of them. Half of them have come with 2 outs. 2 this inning, one by Lopez, one by Diaz. And the 1-strike pitch fouled away. So the Rangers came in with a half-game lead on Seattle today atop the West Division. And so this was one of those series, I think, that not just the Rangers and Mariners keeping an eye on, but a lot of people in the American League keeping an eye on. Because this could really set the temperature in the second half for this division race. Rucker takes a little walk off the back of the rubber there. Yeah, there's a look at the standings coming into today. It's a chance for one of these two teams to take some real command of this race. There is strike 3 called. And Foscue, not happy with that. He strikes out to win the 8th. Rangers need 3 more outs. Working with a 5-3 lead to the 9th inning. Well, coming up, the first 10,000 fans for the Orioles and Rangers on August 7th are going to receive an I Like Texas limited edition vinyl record presented by Odyssey. You can get your tickets right now at Rangers.com. Well, hoping to hear I Like Texas here in very short order. Jacob Latz on a Standard Insurance call to the bullpen on for this 9th inning. Rangers closer has been outstanding, and he goes to work on Buddy Kennedy. So Latz fifth reliever today for the Rangers. Very high with that, 2-0.
So far, so great for the bullpen.
Cole Winn came in to face one hitter, retired him. Blatt's 2-0 pitch, and that's right in there. Rangers up 5-3. And Latz pins that on the inside corner. There are a lot of great stories this year for the Rangers. I don't know if there's any story quite as good as that of Jacob Latz. "19 saves, 2 wins this year. And that's foul back out of play. An ERA of 1.53. It's a guy who was in consideration for one of the starter jobs in spring training. Didn't get it. He was disappointed. So relegated to the bullpen, and then started the second game of the season in Philadelphia. 2-2 and a swing and a miss. Strikes out Kennedy to start the ninth.
After heater, he goes to the changeup, and what a great pitch as Kennedy's cheating for the fastball. Gets a 10-mile-an-hour off changeup.
So one big strikeout, and now here's Colt Emerson, who has walked, singled, and struck out tonight. And he'll shoot that down the left side foul. Mariners got a run in the second inning, 2 runs in the 5th inning. A total of 3 runs on 9 hits. And that has largely been the story this year for them. It's a called strike and a challenge immediately by the rookie. And I don't know if that one's going to work out for him. ABS challenge presented by T-Mobile, and that is a strike.
It's not a bad challenge when you have 2 left, and it can change the at-bat to get to an even count. Now you're behind in the count.
Yeah, I mean, 9th inning, down by a couple of runs. You're not taking those extra challenges anywhere. But now they have 1 left. That's ready. And that one lined over first and down toward that right field corner. Emerson will race out to second, and he has a 1-out double.
Well, give the rookie a lot of credit. Latz probably wanted to bounce this one or keep it well below the zone, but it stays up enough. And Emerson hits a line drive into the corner. Those are ones, especially against young hitters, you think they'll just be a little bit more aggressive with 2 strikes swinging. And you want to give them a little bit more of a chase pitch rather than a strike pitch.
So now Arozarena, and he will take strike 1, a changeup from Jacob. Went 5 innings tonight for the Rangers. Not factor into the decision either way. There's a swing and a miss. 0-2.
All right, Dave, I'll leave it up to you. Do you go to the changeup that you threw first pitch, or do you just elevate even higher on Arozarena here?
I would elevate higher with another fastball, because his fastball is hard enough to get anyway. And I think Arozarena would chase it. The 0-2. Oh, he goes after one on, hits it on the ground, second base. Foscue throws out Arozarena. 2 away. Well, that was well off the plate. But Arozarena grounds out. Mariners down to their final out tonight. Does get the base runner Emerson to third. That it's not all that meaningful. The meaningful run is the man at the plate. And Latz steps off for a moment. Rodriguez 1 for 5 against Latz in his career, but the one hit was a home run. And he swings and misses at the first pitch. A good changeup from Latz. Well, they're ready for fastballs.
Yeah,
they're not getting them.
They're cheating just a little bit, and Diaz and Latz are taking advantage.
Oh, 2.
After that changeup, that fastball is 96. That's hard enough, but it's more like 100 to the hitter after that changeup at 87.
Boy, taking the first game of this series would be huge. The Rangers trying to extend their lead in the division to a game and a half. The 0-2. And Rodriguez stays alive. One for 4 tonight. Good crowd on hand, 33,000 plus. Most of them standing. And Rodriguez uses his time. Here comes the 0-2. Whoa, of course that one gets away. And Emerson scores from third. That is a wild pitch. And it makes it 5-4.
Well, he just spikes this curveball well in front of home plate. I think he's here. It's tough to tell with Latz because he's a starter as a closer, but that changeup fastball has worked well tonight for him.
And the 1-2 pitch, that's outside. Tried the changeup. It's a one-run game. The 2-2, and Rodriguez stays alive. What a way to start this series with these two clubs. We're anticipating 4 kind of high wire act games between these two. So much on the line, even though we're still just a smidge over 100 games into the season. 7th pitch of this at bat. And Rodriguez pops it foul and out of play.
This is a great battle. Really good hitter, great closer, and Rodriguez is making it really tough on Latz to finish out this game.
That's low. Fans kind of hanging on every pitch right now. And there have been a lot of them. 9 forthcoming in this at bat. Three and 2. And there's a ground ball shortstop. Lopez straightens, throws in time. Rodriguez retired, and the Rangers take game 1 of this 4-game series, a 5-4 win.
Well, Jacob Latz finishes it off. The bullpen for the Rangers was the king of the hill tonight, and thanks to Jake Berger's 3 RBIs, Lopez laying down a great safety squeeze. The Rangers win game 1 of the series. If they're going to get the sweepy for Elvis, it starts with game 1.
Yes, it does. And so an updated look at the standings now. Rangers with a game-and-a-half lead over the Mariners with 3 to go in this series. Houston at the moment slides 2.5 back, pending the result of their game tonight. All right, Rangers with a critical Game 1 win tonight. 5-4 the final. Let's come back and wrap it up for you here in a moment.